Good morning, students. Today we discuss about 11th commerce morning video. In this video we discuss about the third chapter, that is business activities. In this video we discuss about the branches of commerce, that is trade, transportation, banking, insurance and warehousing. So trade is an essential part of commerce. The term trade is used to denote buying and selling, and it helps in making the goods produced available to ultimate consumers or users. So trade is one of the branches of commerce, and with the help of this trade we can move the product from the production place to the consumption place. So trader is one of the intermediary to connect the producer and the consumer. So trader may be a individual person or group of persons, any other brokers, agent, etc. So they will bought the goods from the producer, manufacturer, and sell them to the ultimate consumers. So trade will play an essential part in commerce, and it will denote buying and selling of goods. Then transportation. So transportation, selling all the goods produced at or near the production place is not possible. Hence, goods are to be sent to different places where they are demanded. So, product are to be produced in one place, and consumer are to be scattered throughout the nation or even abroad the nation. So, with the help of the modern means of transport, we can exchange the product from the production place to the consumption place, and we should distribute the product wherever demand arises in different places with the help of the transportation. So transport will play an important role to bring the product to the market from the production place. So the medium which moves men and materials from one place to another place is called as transport. Banking. So nowadays we cannot think of business without bank. So money is the backbone of the business. So in order to run the business we need money. In order to produce the product we need money. In order to run the family we need money. So money will play an important role in all part of the commercial activities. So bank will provide a sufficient finance to the business people and even to the trader, to the individual person, etc. So in order to start the business or to run it smoothly we require money. Bank supply money. So business activities cannot be undertaken unless funds are available for acquiring assets, purchasing raw materials, meeting other expenses, etc. So necessary funds will be provided by the bank and also other financial institutions to the needed persons, whether they may be a business people or they may be a individual persons. Next, insurance. Business involves various risks, that is building, factory building, machinery, furniture, etc. must be protected against fire, theft and other risks. So materials and goods held in stock or in transit are subject to risk of loss or damage. So employees are also required to protect against the risk of accident and occupational hazards. So insurance company will provide sufficient risk. The insurance company will compensate various loss suffered by the business people by way of theft or fire accident in the business premises, or when the goods are to be transported from one place to another place by way of accident. The loss will arise. That loss will be compensated by the insurance company if the business people take proper insurance against the product and also the business premises. So insurance provide protection in all such cases. On payment of a nominal premium, the amount of loss or damage and compensation for injury. So, any compensation that can be claimed by the company from the insurance company if any loss arise. Next, warehousing. So, warehousing is one of the various branch of commerce, and in the case of warehousing, usually goods are not sold or consumed immediately after the production. So they are held in stock to make them available as and when required. So whenever the production is over, the product will not be immediately sent to the market for consumption. So that product will be kept safely in a place till the demand arises in the market for that type of a product. So warehousing will play an important role to store the product safely. That warehousing will be established by the business people, or they can store the product in the private warehouses by way of giving rent. So warehousing helps business firms to overcome the problem of storage and the facilities the availability of goods when needed. So prices are thereby maintained at a reasonable level through continuous supply of goods. There are differences between industry, commerce and trade. So we should now discuss the various difference between industry, commerce and trade. Meaning point of view, industry is one of the extraction, reproduction, conversion, processing and construction of useful products. So industry means it is one of the place where the product are to be produced in order to consume by the consumer. So it is a place of production. Industry is one of the place of production. Commerce means activities involving distribution of goods and services. That is, various commercial activities involved in order to exchange the product from the production place to the consumption place. Trade, mere buying and selling of goods and services called as a trade. Scope point of view, industry consists of all activities involving conversion of raw material into finished or semi-finished product. So industry is one of the place to convert the raw material into finished and semi-finished product in order to consume. But commerce comprises trade accessories to trade. Trade comprises exchange of goods and services. That is the main scope of trade is to exchange the goods and services. Capital point of view, in the case of industry, it need a large capital, enormous capital we require in order to run industry. In the case of commerce, need for capital is comparatively less because of depends upon the branches of commerce, activities of the commerce, the capital will be need. Trade point of view, small capital is need to maintain stock and to grant credit. In order to maintain the business, depends upon the small scale, medium scale, large scale trading activities, we require capital. Risk point of view, industry will involve high risk because of lot of risk are available in the case of industry. But in the case of commerce, risk will be less. With compared to industry, commerce risk will be less. In the case of trade, it is also the risk will be less. Compared to the industry point of view, risk of trade will be a less one. Side, it represents supply side of goods and services. Industry will represent a supply side. Commerce, it represents a demand side of goods and services. Where the demand arises, in that place the goods are to be supplied. Trade, it represents both supply and demand, because of buying and selling activities are going on in the trading activities. Utility creations. It creates farm utility in the case of industry. That is, raw material will be converted into semi-finished and finished product. So, industry point of view, it will create farm utility. Commerce, it creates place utility, because of all the commercial activities that took place in order to smooth flow of goods from one place to another place. So it will create place utility. Trade, it creates possession utility by way of exchanging the goods from one place to another place. This will create a possession utilities. The trade will create possession utilities. So with that, we conclude this video. We continue a new chapter in next video. Thank you.